This is a story about how an educator helped a student take a step towards making better decisions. A high school senior walks into a counselor's office. This is a good kid, trying to make things work. They're just concerned about life and passing classes, math in particular. There's just so much drama. The counselor notices they seem a bit worked up. They offer a short conversation to help. The counselor will ask some questions, take notes. Maybe together they will identify some decisions and actions that will improve things. The student sits down. Anything would help. Taking a Conversations for Clarity, the counselor asks a broad question, an easy start. What do you want to achieve? The student would like to graduate from high school, although they might finish with a GED. The key issue is passing geometry, and passing geometry is challenging because it's not their favorite subject. Because math is hard and the teacher isn't great, and so it's hard to get motivated. Getting to first period for math has been tough too. Part of the difficulty with keeping up in the course has been getting to class. Opening the trifold and folding in, the counselor explores the students' values, what they want and don't want, and to capture the students' decisions, frame. The student wants to graduate with their friends and realizes graduating is important for getting a job. They don't want to be stuck in high school another year or have their parents and teachers mad at them. They are so far behind, they think about dropping the class. They might be able to catch up on the missing homework, but getting to class on time at 8:35 comes up again as a challenge. The teacher is most central, but parents, friends, even the manager at their job might be involved. So many other things are more interesting than math, which leads to putting it off, procrastinating, even though it puts passing and even graduating at risk. Opening the trifold, the counselor explored alternatives the student sees, which include dropping out of high school or getting kicked out. They think they might drop the class, take it again next year, and maybe enroll at a different school. It might be good to get into a different class with a different teacher. Stretching for ways to approach the class creatively, the student and counselor brainstorm doing the class online and doing the lessons at home. The student could talk to the teacher about getting back on track, earning extra credit, and doing something about missed quizzes. Pressed on one thing that would help, if they just didn't have to worry about it, how to get to school comes up again. The student's car keeps breaking down. This takes the conversation in a new direction, how hard it is to get going in the morning, in part because of going to bed late. A creative alternative emerges, which isn't the student's favorite thought about getting a ride to school from a parent. It might be difficult, but it could help. Maybe a lot. Moving to information the student needs to know. The student needs to know what would be needed to pass the class, and if switching the class time or the teacher is even possible. Talking to the teacher about completing the class, the registrar for switching the class, the tutoring center for getting help with the class, and the parents to find out about getting a ride to school follow. It isn't for sure that it's possible to complete the class and if it's possible to get dropped off. There is a recognition that information from friends is less reliable than talking directly to the school staff. Finally, the counselor folds in the page on commitment and explains that they've been going through a process based on the decision chain. The student recognizes they probably are weakest on information, leading to specific commitments to gather key information from the teacher and parents. While the bigger decisions about what to do with the class need this information, these smaller decisions are clear. The student feels hopeful with their new direction. Handing the completed Conversations for Clarity to the student, the counselor reinforces the student's decision power.